His realness on radio has been banned across America, except for Dodge City, Kansas. The Doug Stewart Show.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. I really appreciate you joining your folk, and this is a Mad Dog Monday. Yes, tell 150 people about the show, man. I really do appreciate it. The show continues to grow. We're getting more followers. That's something else I want to make sure that you understand. Make sure you follow me on Spreaker.com. I mean, just don't go and manually just jump on there every time, listen to the show. It helps out a lot in promoting and getting the word out is if you follow the show. Whenever I do a live show, you'll get immediately alerted. And so I might do a special show about a special topic or something just totally abstract. You don't want to miss it, all right? So follow me on Spreaker.com as well. And make sure you pass the word about the Doug Stewart Show. The number is 404-382-0338. And you can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. If you're a company out there and you like to work with us, we'd love to work with you. So make sure you check me out by emailing me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com, and I'll hit you back and give you more details, have a salesperson get in contact with you, and we'll do it like that, okay? All right? This segment is brought to you by Advertise Unlimited. Go advertiseunlimited.com is their website. Here's the thing. If you want to try this new form of marketing that's sweeping the nation, and you've seen it over the last couple of years. You come home and magically, like there's a flyer fairy or something. Like there's this fairy that magically just posts flyers to your door. And you see the little thing hanging up your door and it's promoting the company. That's what Advertise Unlimited does. That's what those guys do at Advertise Unlimited, okay? So they can hit up to 20,000 houses with your company's information on a flyer that hangs to the door. And they call it a door hanger. And so they're one of the best in the business, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. And if you're looking for a great way to promote your company or your business, try these guys out at goadvertiseunlimited.com and make sure you tell them that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. All right, 404-382-0338. Before I went to the break, I was saying how some sad news if you're a South Carolina Gamecock fan. Marcus Lattimore. Remember last week we talked about how Marcus Lattimore was practicing for the team. You remember he got drafted by the 49ers in the 4th round after having a stellar career and the possibility of even having more of a stellar career if not for injuries at the University of South Carolina. So last week I talked about how he had just come back to practice. He didn't play at all last year after the 49ers drafted him in the 4th round. Well, dude came back to practice last week. But just a week later, word is coming out now that he's going to have to retire from football. Evidently, the knee just isn't right. Evidently, it's just not right. And so that young man is done playing football. It looks like, I don't think anything's official's come out, but that story came across this morning on thepuppetfactory.com. So very, very, very tough, man. And as a guy that tore my ACL, man, it's just bad. Whenever I hear about something like this, and a guy's career is done and he's not going to play football anymore and his whole life was based around it, it's just sad and it's tough to hear about those type of things. And I definitely can relate, man. And he tore his twice, and this last time, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, the last time that he heard it, it just was gruesome looking. And yes, they have all of these advancements in medicine and technology and the way they do things in medicine in these days, but the way his leg got cut from under him and the way his leg bent and the direction it went, it was going to be a tough road for this young man to come back. But it looks like that he's not coming back. He's not going to be able to play football. Now, and this is something maybe they'll be able to clear up a little bit later down the road. And I can feel confident in saying that I'm sure he had an insurance policy with Lords of London. I'm sure he did. So, not only did he get paid for last year, and this is me trying to find the bright spot in a negative story. Not only did he get drafted and get paid last year and was on the injured reserve and rehab to get back on the field, so he got paid a year by the San Francisco 49ers. He's still getting paid right now by the team, so he gets 2 years of paychecks, which is a blessing. And now that he can't go back and play football, he never lined up for the 49ers, technically shouldn't he be able to cash in on that policy from Lords of London? For whatever price or whatever amount that he set, I believe so. So there's some dynamics there that we have to find out and get more information about. But I think this young man is going to be all right. He'll probably be a guy that stays active with the University of South Carolina because he's beloved. And everybody that talks about this young man says that he's a great kid from the state of South Carolina, that he's a fantastic young man. So he'll be all right. Life moves on. Life moves on, and you got to handle your business. You got to do what you do. And I'm just wishing nothing but success for the young man. All right, 404-382-0338, 404-382-0338. And you are listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So I went to the crib this past weekend. Before I get to that, and make sure you remember, the Dougie Daily is your favorite or the guy that you think that's the most iconic player to play for your organization or program. We're having some fun with that on the show today. So I went to the crib Thursday night before I headed down to Orangeburg for homecoming on Saturday, or Friday night and Saturday. So I went to see my mom on Thursday night, went to the crib, got there a little bit earlier, and what was on TV? It was the Cleveland Cavaliers and all of the lead up before tip-off, before this monumental game with LeBron James coming back to play for the Cavaliers. And just sitting there on the couch, and I'm watching, and this commercial comes on. It's clearly a Nike commercial. And it's LeBron James in this huddle with his teammates, I guess before the tip-off to this first game they're going to come out and play. And you've seen this commercial. So LeBron's in the middle of this huddle, and he's giving them like this General Patton speech about how big of a moment this is and this, that, and the other. And it's actually funny, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It's actually funny a little bit earlier. They reported and showed a clip of LeBron talking to the team, and he said something to the degree of, this is one of the biggest spectacles and one of the biggest moments in sports history. Now, that was laughable. It's a big moment, but nah, come on, son. It wasn't one of the biggest moments in sports histories. I'm sorry, LeBron. So back to this conversation. So, yeah, he's giving this pep talk, and they continue to flash to these, looks like fans, and they're huddling up. You know how people do when they huddle up, and they put their arms around each other, and they're huddling up in a circle, and then they even go outside of the stadium. What is it, the Quicken Loan Arena or whatever? They go outside of the stadium, and there's fans in the streets. And there are fans in different venues at other high school football games or, at jobs, at companies, and everybody's huddling around in one circle. And LeBron gives this inspirational speech, and damn it, I almost cried. Yes! Am I off on this? That might have been the greatest commercial in the history of the world. Did you not get hype? And I'm not a Cleveland Cavalier fan, and I've said it before that, I'm rooting for the Cleveland Cavaliers. My team is 0-4. I think it would be a tremendous thing. Now, that would be a great thing. That would be one of the greatest things to ever happen in sports if the Cleveland Cavaliers won a championship, okay? And right now, they're the odds-on favorite to do it. But we've seen a lot of great commercials in our day. All right. And I know I'm sidetracking from the topics and from the ballers and the busters from this past weekend, but I had to and I'm glad I remembered it. I had to talk about this commercial, man. Did you not get goosebumps when this commercial concluded? Like this thing was touching. And the backstory of LeBron going back to Cleveland and all of the criticism he received, and they go down and they win a championship down in Miami. He comes back, the prodigal son comes home, and he's, about to hit the floor for the first time, and Nike and they said this thing was like super, super secret. Like nobody even knew, except for the people involved. They had to sign some type of confidentiality agreement to keep this thing quiet. Man, that commercial was fantastic, man. And Nike continues to do it. You just got to give them, love, man. You just got to give Nike and how well that thing was done. And if you haven't seen it, I think the commercial is called Togetherness or Together. And I looked it up on YouTube, and so you can see it. If you haven't seen it, if you didn't see the game Friday night, by the way, big letdown, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, big letdown as the Knicks, after getting destroyed the night before, they get a huge win against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavs tried to make it interesting at the end, but the Knicks held them off. Shouts out to Vern from Jersey. First person I see with a damn message on Facebook about this game. He posted about the Knicks getting a win over the Cavaliers. But this commercial was just tremendous, man. It was absolutely tremendous. And once again, there have been a lot of great commercials over the years. Fantastic. And some of the writers for Nike, the things that they come up with are just tremendous, okay? And the Puppet Factory does good commercials as well with those little commercials they do when they mesh an athlete with some of their employees there. They've been going on for years and years and years. But Nike, man, I mean, golly, this thing was so emotional. I was like, what? If you didn't get goosebumps watching this thing as it culminated, you know, at the end of it, you're not a sports fan. If you don't understand all the variables that went into this story from the minute that he left, from the minute that rumors started that he was going to leave, and then he actually left, and then he won a championship, and then they lost two, and then he's coming home, and he writes this essay, and the way that this thing all came together in this commercial, kudos to Nike, man. Just kudos to the Nike people. Damn! That commercial was emotional, man. It was. It was fantastic. I got to give them big ups. Big ups. They get a Big Ball Award today on the Doug Stewart Show. All right, the number is 404-382-0338, 404-382-0338. I just got an email. Doug, are you sick too? Yes, I am. This was the craziest homecoming. I caught a cold this weekend as well. It's not that bad. I'm kind of congested a little bit, so I may not sound exactly like I normally do. But this was homecoming this past weekend. Talked about that at the beginning of the show. This was the coldest homecoming on record that I can remember. I've missed homecoming at South Carolina State twice in the last 20 years. I graduated in 1993. But there was sleet. There was sleet coming down, and it was overcast all day and drizzling all day. It was just, it was a mess. It was real nasty. I had on layers. I had on long draws. I had to go to the dollar store and get me some long draws. Yes. And usually this time of the year, it's kind of warm, but it's not totally, so the changes, the season's changing, and so it's usually pretty good. No, not this weekend, man. As much as I bundled up, I still caught a little something. That's all right. All right, you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. When we get back from the break, we'll talk a little bit about the Pittsburgh Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. My gosh, are you kidding me? Big Ben goes off. Don't go away, the Doug Stewart Show. What is 9/11 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers in compromise or penalty abatements. 9/11 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So don't play around. Click on the link on my website and let 9/11 Tax Relief help you in your situation with our uncle, better known as Sam. So you think you're a fantasy whiz, huh? Well, prove it and make some nice scratch at the same time. Scratch is money. What do you know about FanDuel? FanDuel packs the thrill of a whole season in 1 week. Play in 1 week fantasy football leagues for free money with immediate cash payouts. The money is real with no season-long commitment. That's huge because when your team starts to suck, you don't want to play no more. It's no more fun. Trade everybody. I've been there. You play win and how much you want. Deposit now and FanDuel will match it up to $200. Use the promo code COOLER. That's COOLER. And take advantage of free loot to get your game on. FanDuel, where every week is a new season. I'm always saying get with the times. Stop acting like you at your mama house. Calling that girl you met at summer camp 2 states away, and your mama screaming out, "I know you better not be talking long distance running up my bill with that little hussy girl." Well, get with the times with your long distance charges. Presenting Univon. Univon offers unlimited worldwide calling to 60 plus countries for $14.99 a month. no contract, no activation fee, and no cancellation fee. Users can call anytime using